Cheers.
Cheers. What's up, everyone? Today I like the energy. You can start us off here today.
Let me down the rest of my Irish coffee. I'm kidding. It's a regular espresso, but although the face I make after chugging that is kind of like an Irish coffee. Morning, guys. Well, all right, we got a couple of stocks on watch day. Definitely a slower looking morning. At least in my opinion, there's not really anything that's got me super excited yet. We've got IXHL. Listen, this one, nice end of day run yesterday. Got to give it credit for that. I don't love this for a long. I at least my personal opinion on this. I know. I don't know if Matt is or not, but I know some of my friends are looking at this long. I just don't love it. I feel like there's too much resistance. It's kind of a slower mover. Wouldn't shock me. I mean, again, the thing did go from like what, roughly 40 cents up to 57. So good range. I just feel like that kind of was the move. That feels like that was the main move. Anything from here, I feel like is going to be a little on the choppier end, with a lot of resistance previously. I feel the same way about SGBX. On SGBX, I was pretty. Do you want to switch the chart over to SGBX quick?
Sorry, yeah, I was reading that.
You're good. With SGBX, can you go to and really quick here? I can even, Matt, if you're busy for a second, I can switch over. Okay, that's perfect. I don't mind switching to my screen though if you need. SGBX, a lot of multi-day resistance now, where this is kind of just like, are we going to break over 61 cents roughly, which is that breakout level? I don't think so. But also, it's like now not really up enough to want to short it. Like the lowest range that thing went to is like 25 cents. To me, it feels like it's kind of a 50-50 in either way, where it's like it could go up 20 cents, it could go down 20 cents. In either of those scenarios, not enough like reward, not enough juice for me personally. I want more than that. So I'm going to be avoiding this one. Now, we do have a couple of like true day one gappers. We've got ORIS, we've got MRM. ORIS is more the day one gapper. Oh, I guess we got Sprue too. It's only at 40%,
Yeah.
Just not really up enough. Actually, that does look okay, but this to me looks a lot like Craig from yesterday, where it's like super choppy minute by minute action. It doesn't really want to move. It's just moving because someone's telling it to, kind of like me trying to get out of bed this morning. That's kind of what Sprue looks like. It looks like me trying to wake up and roll over after missing my alarm clock. My point being is that there isn't anything that's screaming at me, this is your long. This is your trade today. Or actually, even this is your short. Right now, I'm having a little bit of a patience test right here. I would love something to come up. I'd love something to get more obvious. We see a big dip and rip. Maybe Matt's got a different opinion. BMNR is a little bit interesting. It's just not my kind of trade. As I've mentioned, I'm not great at trading these bigger price stocks. These, they're not really a large cap, kind of more in the mid cap space. So this is what kind of goes through my thought process. DV says, Craig done good yesterday. Yeah, I feel like if you like waiting for 3 hours for a move to happen, like it wasn't bad. And I'm like saying that I'm coming out swinging right now for no reason. That was like, it was okay. It was just not my kind of stock. Matt, Go ahead, take over. I've just been spewing nonsense here for the last 10 minutes.
I agree with most of what you said. SGBX, like it's just kind of smack dab in the middle right now. Good move if you caught it this morning. I saw someone in the chat. Rahesh nailed it. Great trade if you were early caught this morning. But yeah, as it currently stands, it's just like halfway between the bottom, halfway between the top. And that's what I like to call 50-50. Like could go either way, exactly like Bryce says there. IXHL, I do think the move's likely done. The reason I say that is they had a PR come out at 7 and it just didn't move. It did trade some good volume on the PR, but ultimately just faded down. So kind of leads me to believe like we're just tired, we're exhausted. It was a great move yesterday, but if you zoom out, you look at the long-term picture of that chart, you can see the overall trend at this point is definitely down. The only other stock on my radar, and it's this is a Bryce Tuohey style trade, I feel like, because the volume
Yeah,
is not
I'm
the
not allowed to
best.
touch something like that.
The volume's not the best, but CMCT held up really, really well yesterday. And there's just this clear line at like $10 up here where it's definitely going to need some volume out of the gates in that first 15 minutes or so for me to really be interested. But it's Friday. It's holding up better than it should. And we know on Friday there tends to be some potential short squeezes. Is this today? Oh, yeah. So they did have a PR at 8 a.m. Let me just read it real quick. I think it's just saying, hey, yeah, okay. So we're announcing our earnings next Wednesday on August 13th. Okay. So somewhat of a forward-looking catalyst. It's kind of a weak one. Companies have to report earnings, but you start building the case where clearly they're trying to attempt to run the stock higher. So that's in our favor. And then I hate BMNR. I told Bryce I was never going to trade it again. But yesterday, Trump signed an executive order. Everyone kind of knew it was coming, saying Americans can now in their 401k have crypto. So overall, I mean, good for the crypto market. If you know what BMNR, it's basically what MSTR, right? So MicroStrategy, what they are to Bitcoin, BNMR is kind of to Ethereum. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely watching some crypto stocks here. SBET's another decent one, but they did an offering yesterday. With that said, though, even after the offering, like clearly held up really well. These are definitely all higher priced, and I think for me, probably afternoon trades because I don't want to get stuck in some morning choppy action. It feels like every time I buy BMR, I bought BMR here yesterday, and it literally just went straight down, stopped me out. That's what happens every single time I trade it. So I don't want to get caught in that. So I definitely want to wait till the afternoon on those. But we could definitely see maybe a crypto theme
Listen
up here today because of that executive order.
Matt, if you're talking about CMCT, then I do have one stock and you already know the ticker. You can type it right on in over CMCT. I have a love-hate relationship with this stock. I hate
this
to love
one's
it.
worse than mine.
And I love to hate it. Hey,
I've got an alert at 67 though, Bryce. Clearly.
No, listen, this is like that. It's a toxic relationship. I kind of go back and forth with this. I either take paper cut after paper cut because the spread is $2.50 a share, and I'm like, oh no. Or it just instantly works. And right now I'm basically break even on it in the last month. So this probably should be an avoid, but this is a test of my discipline here today when I don't like anything else. Will I like neg? I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah, anyway.
Another one. Oh yeah, BTAI was a decent one. I know I had that one on my watch list last night too.
Yeah.
This is if you zoom out, it looks like a lot of green days in a row, right? But this is why I encourage people to also, look at like a 5-day, 10-day chart, because when you zoom in, you get a little more of the data. You can see, yeah, we went on a good run, but pretty much the last 2 days we've gone sideways. We've been consolidating. So yeah, definitely break out over, if you want to get aggressive, this 370 level, which we've already tested pre-market. I'll draw a line there, which was yesterday's highs. That is definitely a decent trade idea here. So we'll watch that one too. It is a slower mover. It's a little choppy, which is strange because it's not that big of a company. But yeah, this one definitely has got some potential here.
Oh, yes.
Someone's asking about Oris. Look, Oris could be good. I say this every day. I hate trading stocks under $1. That's just a personal thing for me. I definitely just don't trade them as good as other stocks. And this one's like even really low. It's under $0.25. So yeah, I mean, putting in great volume, but it's also just a little turd. We've had this week, what were the two tickers? SGBX, I think, and SNGX.
SGBX, and it was IMG.
Oh, and we also had another one. Wasn't it was it SNGX?
Did we have three? Oh, I don't remember the third one.
Oh, this one was over $1. Sorry.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say I thought
Ignore me. Ignore me there. Yeah. But yeah, we've had a couple sub-dollar stocks run. So the thought, but they've always pretty much run the first hour of the day and then collapsed. So maybe we could see that first. We could see that on Oris here too.
We don't really have enough time to bring up a new ticker right now, but someone is asking about BTOG. It looks somewhat decent, but so much backside resistance. It was a weird mover yesterday. I could see it being a weird mover today. That's kind of my answer to it. I personally don't love it, but I don't hate it. I just, again, I need something that screams at me. Bryce, long me, buy me, buy me. Nothing has really done that to me today. Yet. I have faith that something can. But alas, here we are. The market.
Yeah, my plan is not to push any buttons in this first couple minutes here.
Absolutely.
Try to, there's a lot of maybes. Let's see if one of them turns into something a little more confident.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah. I see someone talk about SOUN too. I think, was it earnings or some good PR? That one's running as well. I think it's earnings, yeah. Just a larger company. It is kind of breaking out here. This is probably a decent little swing idea for the next couple of weeks because you got a good earnings catalyst. It's kind of breaking out of this range. It's not a bad idea. I'm not going to touch it probably. Like I said, my plan is to sit on hands a little bit here. There's BTAI going for this breakout. I did not buy it. I'm open to it. It's just I don't want it to slam. I don't think it will, but I'd rather wait if I'm 10 cents a share late and I have more confirmation, the more power to me. Up to 4 already, though. Just flipping through here. BTAI definitely the strongest out of the gate. The CMCT just literally no volume.
I've got I don't. It's a price alert place. I just kind of forgot I was saw an alert. If GV goes to like 220, man, I don't think that. What's BTAI?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just straight up spike.
Yep.
Oh my.
Anyways, go with what you're saying.
GV, it's definitely a back burner watch. It had good volume a couple of days ago. It's holding near a kind of backside breakout level, like 220. But those are something I was flipping through. It's not near that yet, but I do have an alert on that one too. That could be fun if it gets there. I just saw come up on the scanner was Pac B. I think that's that bank that was like, didn't they almost go out of business a few or during the banking?
They're a bioscience company. They're Boston.
Which one am I thinking of? This definitely is not. Okay, that's definitely not.
There was definitely a bank, Pacific something, I think.
I thought that was it. That's not it. I was like, I haven't seen that ticker in a long time. That was crazy, actually. Now that I think back to that, just a side tangent. Tell me to be quiet if you got to focus on a trade. But right now, there's not much. And like all the banks fell like 50%. That was crazy.
BTAI. Let's see how this dip holds here.
BTOG broke out over yesterday's highs. That's impressive. It's just the daily chart. I'm not a big fan of it.
I see, Joe. A whole bunch of nothing. SPRU just dying. I see. Oris a little pop though. Like I said, we've seen a lot of these just pop that first hour and then die off.
You know the saying, sell in August and go away.
BMR just going. It's my mortal enemy. I know Lou was saying, don't bring up FIG again. Lou, my mortal enemy is BMNR, so I understand. Neg. I don't suppose you're in that one, Bryce.
No answer. No response.
He pleads the fifth.
I plead the fifth on this one. I might have to plead a whole lot more than the fifth.
Not really seeing much else move, though.
Not much. Not much.
Verb is halted. Oh, yeah. Halted down, though. What a gross company, huh?
Verb. I hate that stock, dude. That one.
I didn't even see this PR this morning. Yeah.
It trapped me 7 different ways last time.
Crypto treasury PR.
There you
Those
go.
used to be the best thing ever. And now, they do that.
Oh my gosh. Neg is breaking out right now.
Oh, neg.
I
just got alert on it too. That's where I had my alert.
hate this stock, dude.
Neg. BNMR. Wow. All right. Oris and back down. Yeah. Moral of the story is these sub-dollar stocks, yes, they can be very good trades, but they are under $1 for a reason, right? So I know we trade a lot of small caps here, but there's a different level of small cap between a stock that's like $3 or $4 versus under $1. Like under $1 is definitely the worst of the worst companies. You want to talk about just crazy move? I'm just flipping through charts. PLTR. I know this, $400 billion company, but the move on this stock this year is just crazy, and it just keeps going.
Dang, dude. I haven't looked at that in a long time.
I think earnings triggered this latest run. Yeah. Just going. Yeah, Oris looks pretty much dead. BTAI is the main watch for me here. Hold your horses. Slow up a second. There we go. SGBX. A little trying to dip and rip, but definitely feels 50-50. JD says, I want some consolidation on BTI. I do too. Honestly, it just hasn't really I guess this first day of the run was kind of the best move on it here. But all the other days, it kind of just has been grinding. In terms of straight up, this is definitely one of the more straight up moves we've seen. We got MRM. It did dip and rip a little out of the gate, huh?
Not bad. Again, actually, yeah. It's not bad yet. It's I've talked about this kind of gap up before. I think maybe it might have been on one of the days when Matt wasn't here. When they when they gap up the previous day, actually maybe you were talking about this. When they gap up the previous day and then they kind of just hold up during pre-market, it just creates a lot more resistance. So right now it's just look at that failure here at 220. It's that 220 failure. It's kind of just that yesterday resistance, this pre-market resistance. Not that it's bad. It offered an okay trade. It's 1-to-1.
With that said, I think 220 is pretty clear on this one.
Yep.
Where would I want to buy this? Definitely over 220.
Well,
I know BTAI is just apparently the trade of the day.
It's crazy. I'm shocked. Like this is like the easiest it's traded all week is right now. It just kind of opened up very clean. I haven't liked this that much this week. I've been asked a lot about it. And I'm like, it's just kind of, it's really choppy. It's a slower mover. Today, nope. It just said, Bryce, you've been wrong the whole time. You suck.
Right.
I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, prove me wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the mall today was there. We said the case over 370. I didn't pull the trigger, man. And now I'm going to be sitting here with the regrets all day.
Matt, no regrets.
No regrets. Neg, my lord, Tuohey. You said it right. You get a paper cut yourself to death, or it's just going to go.
I told you, it either works so cleanly for no reason. Like it's not like it traded that much volume on this breakout either, or it just does what it does yesterday. Nothing.
One of the wildest charts out there right now for sure.
But like, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem with it. If you look back, if you go to like a 5-year chart for just a second, its biggest run day has only been like 150%. It never has or maybe that was a little bit more, 600 to 1600, 250%. But that's its biggest ever by far, hands down. Every other day has been like a 50% run, which is good. It's fine. It's just never been like, and I don't think this is going to be one that goes to like, I thought for a while this could be like one of those crazy RGC style movers. I don't think so. I just don't think so anymore. It's $1 billion company too. Like this is a real company. It's not like it's a small cap. Yeah. It just is grinded up.
Kind of an irrelevant company, Don't want to say it's like Kohl's, but they sell computer parts, right?
Yeah, like what? So I don't know how many of you guys, when I was young, what I was like the big thing to do was like build your own computer, and you would like go on to Neg was kind of cool. Newegg was like kind of a cool thing because you would go on there, and I think I'm thinking PCPartsPicker.com. Never mind. Neg, you just buy the computer parts from. I scratched what I was saying.
But yeah, these crypto plays. BMNR is on a mission. No volatility there. SGBX did dip and rip. It just feels so 50-50. Yeah, because again, you guys zoom out and like you got all of this. And I don't even know why I have this line here. I must have it for some reason. But that's like basically halfway between the two.
Yeah, literally halfway.
MRM is definitely setting up for a trade that I'm interested in. Like I said, over 220 would be solid. Risking down to 2 is a bit too wide for me, so hopefully it sets up a little bit better.
So do you guys remember yesterday we were talking about what was the ticker? I think it was IMG. It was IMG. And we were kind of talking about that idea of like people getting trapped. And that's kind of what MRM could be through that high a day now. I think there's probably just a lot of shorts who got kind of aggressive on it. If it breaks through there, that's that pretty key level to me where it's like, okay, the people who thought they were right, the short sellers probably aren't right. Right now, they're technically in control, but not by much. And it's up 70%. So that's a good gapper. It's doing well. I'll be keeping an eye on it myself.
The BTAI, yeah. So this is a little why I was conservative. I didn't know if I was going to completely miss it, but I want it to set up correctly. Take your time. Set up, do its thing. And so far right now, we're basically just going back and retesting that breakout. So that's fine. A bit of a harder slam, obviously, than anyone probably wanted, but let's just see how this breakout does. MRM, I think, is the best watch. SPRU, yeah, it just didn't gap that much. It's trying to dip and rip. I just think it's probably not an A+ trade. E says, Matt, how many trades do you place this week? Definitely lower than normal. I think yesterday I only made one, maybe two. I definitely trade more than I should on a day-to-day basis. I probably average 5 trades a day if I had to estimate. And it's definitely down this week. Definitely not placing as many.
Our MRM, we are approaching that level. That's a nice hold. I think if anything, that's the one trade that feels like it could really do something here. So I'm excited. I'll be keeping a close eye on it. We've also got, you zoom out to the daily chart. It's a little bit of like a multi-day breakout. So we got that going for it too.
Verb halt up now.
Stop.
You're kidding. Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything, but that's pretty it's pretty gnarly.
MRM, testing high day.
There we go. There we go.
I don't think I want to buy a straight up spike through this 225 level, but I would love to see this kind of hang out around here for a little bit and offer a cleaner setup. The risk isn't terrible right now. It's like 20 cents a share. Just doesn't feel like one that's going to swipe up like $1 on me. So I don't want to get too involved too quickly.
BTI so far holding that. But for me to be really interested, I'm definitely going to want like a higher low. Give it like 10, 15, 20 minutes to try to set up correctly. Don't need to rush that one. Soon going. Yeah. It's a big company. It's going to be a slow move. Like I said, I think it could put in a really good move today. This is probably going to be like an A+ swing trade. And that's not really my style. But like I could see this going, 15, 16, 17, 18 over the next week or so. SGBX, yeah. Just right up to pre-market highs and dies, gamble trade. IXHL, literally just no volatility on that thing.
That should be
BMNR. You're my arch nemesis, bro.
I know. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, dude.
Unbelievable. I bought this, we can laugh about my pain here. I bought this sometime like 2 weeks ago too, and it did the same thing to me. I'm going to try to find it.
MRM
might have been this day. No. I think it might have been this day. Yeah. I bought over here thinking it was finally due for a bounce. And literally the same thing it did to me yesterday, which just kills me. And sometimes you just got stocks, ladies and gentlemen, that you can't trade well. And I don't know why. I just can't trade this one good.
I was saying MRM real quick. This is an area on this kind of dip here that interests me a little bit to start in for a long, just because I think at this point it's kind of more of a risk reward feel. I don't know if it'll necessarily work, but I think it's a pretty easy risk on like 197 there.
Papel on the move. Oh, straight up. Any news on that thing?
Oh, wow. Very straight up. Halted up. Wow.
Oh, it's breaking news chat here. StockTrade says it's a Moon Market pump.
Oh, nice. Dude, Moon Market's been pumping.
He's had some really good movers for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, gotta respect that. That's honestly, Listen, they've helped make some movers in a pretty slow market, so got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on Palpable. Last time, though, keep in mind, history tends to repeat. This at least has like somewhat of a callus, right, for running this time, but went straight up and straight back down. So keep that in mind while we're thinking about that trade.
MRM, I'm going to be really bummed if that was all it could do was try to break high a day and then not break it. I felt like that could have been such a good little short squeeze there.
Yeah, definitely looking less. I never got an entry. 220 though. This time around, I think is going to start.
Yeah,
if we get back there. BTAI, lots of arrows. Sorry, Bryce.
No, you're good.
Holding the lows or confirming the breakout, I should say. So definitely starting to look pretty good. Yeah, definitely. I run a scan for stocks up over 70%, and definitely just a bit slower. The only one on it right now is ORIS, and that one's just a little turd, huh?
Yep. Yes, it is. Papple should be unhalting here in like 30 seconds, so maybe that can make its way onto the list.
Yeah, let's watch this unhalt.
I think $5 is going to be a pretty key. If it makes up to $5, like that's a pretty key level there. So,
Moon Market's had some juice, man. He did PLRZ, I think, and that went on almost a 2-day run. So,
no, yeah, I mean, again, you got it. Oh, and there it's open. Got to give credit where credit's due. Lot of volume on this candle here. Holding up. Yeah, I was just saying, wants higher. I think Papple, the most like kind of ideal scenario here is we start going again. You guys hear me say this just about every day. We just start going sideways. We wait for some consolidation. But I mean, again, that is a massive volume candle. That's 1 million shares traded in that minute, and it couldn't break out. So that's if it breaks out over that, should be a pretty notable area. But we know 5 is a pretty heavy resistance area.
Yeah. MRNM looking less and less like a trade. So still just got my eye mostly on BTAI now. Robbie says 2 chat rooms now pumping APL.
Hey, the more the merrier. Bring it on. Let's get a runner. In my eyes, I try to, one thing I like to try to do before I get into a trade, before I even consider taking a trade, really, is like, what if this sets up for a good entry? What's my best case scenario? Where do I think this, if all the stars aligned, could go? I don't think this probably could go much higher than $7 in a great world. But if I can find an entry where I only have to risk 20 or 30 cents, and I could see this running at least over $1, I'll take that. It's liquid, it's volatile, it's trading. It's, again, now got 2 chat rooms on it trying to pump it. So that's good. It's just now about, again, being really patient, waiting for a good entry, and attacking when that comes. Right now, I don't really see a level where I could do that. Gosh, MRM, that's such a bummer.
BTAI. What do I think? I think, honestly, if we get one more low like that or something, that's my A+. I don't really want to have to chase this through 413 yet, unless we get a higher low. Robbie says, pump it real good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the more runners they bring us, the better.
Pump it real good. Pump it real good. That should be a song. I'll tell you this, they're not letting this thing break down either, though. I like that action right there. We're holding the $4 area on pretty heavy volume. So this is setting up to be kind of, I think, the one to place some focus on here.
What's Neg doing? I haven't looked at it in a minute, Bryce.
It's going sideways at the breakout level. Don't bring that up on me, Matt. I will buy more.
Like club rules there? Yeah. Tesla, yeah, putting in a good move today. Big stock, but good move nonetheless. BTI still so far so good. Nothing crazy. Apple not really pumping as high as I thought, but maybe we get a secondary leg here.
Yeah. I think at this point, what it really needs is like a breakdown under that. Oh, well, I was going to try to buy Neg, and that worked about as well as my thought process did. It didn't. Yeah, I think a ideal scenario here for Papel would be like a quick fake break under that low that it's been setting there at like 408. Get shorts comfortable, or it could just go, I guess.
Yeah. BTAI, main focus. Top between VWAP. David says top between VWAP. Oh, trap, sorry, between VWAP and the 5-minute. Yeah, it's just been a weird mover, like I said, the last several days. So I want it to prove to me. I want it to beg to me to take my money.
Man, I'd beg to take your money all the time and you never do anything about it.
Palpable. Holding.
It looks good. It looks good. This isn't the type of entry though that, again, like I was saying, where I'm like, I can risk, right now you got to risk like 80 cents to maybe make $2. It's not good enough for me, but I have hope that this can set up. I do. 480 is thick. That wall at the ask, a lot of sellers there. If they can get through, I'll be very curious as to how much higher we can get.
That's a good username, stupidest trader. The stupidest trader says, I haven't seen you guys in a while. We've been here every day for about 6 weeks. So make sure you keep showing up.
Yeah. Stupidest trader. That's funny. I think you're a smart trader because you're here. You could be on Wall Street Bets still trying to buy open. Papel wants higher, I think. I think we're at a pretty key area here if it's going to do it.
I think so too. I don't think I'm going to trade that one. Too much risk to the downside.
Yeah, agreed. It's not, again, this isn't that type of entry where I feel like I can comfortably do what I was wanting to do, and that's okay. Doesn't have to set up perfectly. I don't have to take a trade on it, I should say. And there you go. There's a... It's holding, though. It doesn't want to break down.
BTAI though, looking real strong here. Potential buy there over
Did it hold that? Oh yeah, it held that dip well.
So what was this high? 420, 419, 418, 419.
Yeah.
Decent. Rabbit says you don't need to be a hero. I agree. Don't need to be a hero. Don't have to trade the hard stocks. If it's a hard stock, probably best to not trade it.
Yep.
There we go, BTAI. I think probably a pretty good starter coming up.
Papel, that I'm not a dip buyer because I don't know your risk, but like it did that fake breakdown that I was looking for right there. This is exactly what I was saying. I felt like it needed to send it higher. So if it holds there, I think things could get interesting. Yeah.
Stuck in this weird, 80-cent range here?
Yeah, basically an 80-cent range between $4.80 and $4. Again, I'm a big believer that the more shorts you can get kind of trapped in and it doesn't work, really the better. And that's what I'd want to see. So now if I'm going to take an entry, I would like to see an area with kind of tighter risk, but with an 80-cent range. And I think best case scenario, this goes another $2 through highs, and that would be super impressive. So you got to ask yourself, are you comfortable risking 80 cents to maybe make $1? For me, no, not really.
But it did just fake break down.
It did. No, that's exactly what I would want to look for. There's a world, I think, especially a previous world, where I would take a scalp trade through 480 and just say it should either work right here or it doesn't. I don't really love doing that anymore. It's just you got to be a little quicker than I like to be. But that's not the worst idea. Neg, that's crazy. Nice breakout.
Yeah, I mean, overall market seems to be moving. SPY's moving. You got a solid move here on Tesla straight up. Google's moving. Seems like all those big stocks, man, just going straight up. Palpable, going for highs.
Going for it. It's trying. A lot of volume. It does feel very very heavy. And all that is to say is like, I guess to be fair, it hasn't actually broken out yet. It hasn't at 488, I believe, is the 486 is the high, and it just hit 485. So I mean, that's a lot of volume on that rejection though. Again, this isn't that surprising, right? Like we kind of identified that $5 key area, so it's not shocking that it's struggling to break through $5.
BT AI is just like all volatility, all range has gone away, man. It's killing me.
This is what I expected out of this stock. This is
it trades like it's like $1 billion company.
That's I know. It's very weird
because the volume's not great, but it ain't bad. And you know, that's a similar kind of grindy action I was talking about that it's had the entire time it's been running. Palpable's the most exciting here.
Papal broke out by 3 cents and went nowhere, so that's exciting.
Someone says SGBX is interesting. Yeah, it's just big picture in the 50-50. If you zoom in, it looks pretty good, but you zoom out, not so much.
SGBX?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
BNMR, I hate you. Neg though, Bryce, call it the day, dog.
Listen, a broken clock is right twice a day.
My goodness, up to almost $20 a share.
Yeah, if you go back on this stream, I've been talking about Neg for an incredibly long time.
Yeah.
It is now just working like cleanly. To be fair, I think it was on like the 29th of July where I brought it up and I was like, I really like it. And then I never traded it. And that was like the cleanest day. It went like 40 to 60, super, super clean. Today, kind of actually pretty clean there at that $69 level, but it was impossible to get it. Literally just, I was sitting there waiting to buy it. And as soon as it broke, it was like 72. I'm like, well, I'm not buying it $3 a share higher. And that is what you get with low volume stocks, folks.
Devin scalped a little Palpable in
Nice.
the lows, kind of out near highs. Yeah.
Nice.
Scalp in the range. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, and there's, I mean, I'm not good at doing that, but like that's sometimes the way to trade is like, again, Matt and I were just talking about, like, it's kind of trading this weird 80-cent range. Sometimes you just buy the lows and sell at the highs of those ranges. You know, I know a few traders who are good at doing that.
Yeah. Not my style, but again, that's kind of the beauty of the market. There's a million different strategies you can do. You kind of just got to figure out which one works for you.
It's like even in a market where you're not getting much, follow through to a breakout, there still is opportunity to make money on that.
Andy, all caps. Is this going to be permanent every day in the future? Because I'm digging what y'all doing. And I'm sure everyone else is too. Thank you. Yeah. I have no plans of stopping.
Matt and I are gonna be old and gray, doing the same thing. He's just sitting here on the live stream, like we promised you guys back in 2025.
Yeah, shout out obviously to Trade Funder. That's the reason we're here, and we'll talk a little bit about Trade Funder. That's what that link on your screen does. If you need it, it's in the description on YouTube. I'm sure I can grab it and post it in the chat. But long story short, it gives you what I like to call shortcut, advantage, whatever you want to call it, where you can get started with a funded trading account. Now, what does that mean? It means you can go out there, trade with somebody else's money. And it allows you to get above the pattern day trader rule, allows you to be able to go out there and take, bigger trades. Bigger size obviously can lead to bigger gains. And I'm a huge fan of it. I know Bryce is too. So I'll post that in the chat, and then we'll talk about it here in maybe 5 or 10 minutes and answer any questions. But definitely want you to take a look.
Yeah, we'll give a couple of minutes over here to Papple, which is now breaking out. Want to see what this can do.
Dave says YouTube link is covered up by YouTube controls. Dave, take a look at the YouTube chat, the comments. There should be one from Stocks Trade with that link for you.
Just for you, Dave.
Marcus says, today's the day, Trade Funder, here I come. Awesome,
Let's
man.
go.
That's exciting.
Let's go. Very exciting.
Neg, just walking, dude. Just walking. Do you have a price target on this, or you're just going to ride as high as it goes?
I've already been selling some. I've only got, like 10% left. I'm out most in the 70s. But I'm going to see if I can go like 85, 90 for the rest. Have some fun with it.
Papple broke above, but doing not much.
Yeah, I know. It's acting very, very strange. And I mean, it could just be because it's a pump. It's all, again, backside, $5 resistance level. I won't lie though, I would have expected this to get a lot saucier through $5, like a lot of juice to it, and yet it's trading a ton of volume. And I mean, like, okay, right, if you look at like the run it made before, from like 280 up to 380, and then from 330 up to that 480 on kind of lower volume, it looked like it would have a lot of range, and now it's trading 1 million shares and it's moving like 20 cents. In fact, in the last candle, it traded 900,000 shares between 504 and 522. Like that was the range, 18 cents. So to me, that's not a great sign. It potentially indicative that the top is near.
Right. I didn't trade it. Like I said, Papple's not really my style. So hindsight's making me sound smarter than I am here. But, the best trade probably would have been that, 480, 485 buy. And maybe you could have risked 450. But even that, that's just like a highly aggressive trade.
Right.
Like that little level there isn't super meaningful. Has some meaning, but, really the strong risk is pretty much down to 4. And that's pretty wide.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially now, right? I don't want to say, because it could keep going. I'm not going to sit here and say that's the top. I don't know. But 480 to 520, that's all you could do. Because now you got to risk again 30 cents a share to get 40 cents a share if you're perfect. But I will say, the longer it holds near $5, the more interesting it gets. Also, BMNR looks pretty nice, Matt.
I know. You're telling me, dude. Pisses me off. Nakal says, Love and Trade Funder made some money on BMNR.
Nice.
Good. More power to you, man. I hope everyone goes out there and has the opportunity to make money.
We've talked about this a few times now this week in particular, maybe even a little last week, because a lot of the good movers have been like higher price stocks. I mean, Neg, BMNR, Joby. There's another one a day or two ago. I don't remember. Oh, Fig. Where it's like, if you're trading a small account, it just kind of sucks, because then you can take like maybe 50 shares, 100 shares, 20 shares. With Trade Funder, you can go into these trades with a few hundred shares, which is really nice. These are the types of trades where it just, in my opinion, makes a lot of sense to be using something like Trade Funder. Or, it's not, oh, well, Papple, I see that it still does have range. just on the downside. It can still move 50 cents a share.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying, unless Matt, you want to chime in.
No, go for it.
So I get asked a lot, Bryce, why are you looking at these stocks that can only move like 5% at a time? And I'm like, well, it might be 5-10%, but that's like $10 a share, right? And so, and the response I get back all the time is like, well, yeah, but I only have a $2,000 account. I only have a $5,000 account. It's like, for me, that's only a couple $50. It's like, that's fair. If you're trading with a $25,000 account, now you're able to, again, go from more like, when you hear me and Matt talk about the way that we risk in a trade, it's not, I'm risking 10%. It's, I'm risking 30 cents a share, 20 cents a share to get X dollars a share upside. So then the question is, how many shares can you get? Well, with something like BMNR, with something like Joby, with something like NEG, it's just, that's where having a bigger account has a huge advantage. And so, Matt, I don't know if you're kind of actively monitoring any trades, but I think this is probably a great time to bring up Trade Funder for those of you guys who are in that position where you want to be able to trade a bigger account, to trade some of these bigger price stocks that do have really nice moves. Just unfortunately, like, your account might be too small. Oh yeah, you're perfect. You're on the page here. If you click that link, that's either one, like literally on your screen, you can't click that button, but you could theoretically type it in. We've also got it in the chat. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, it should be right in the chat. It's going to bring you over to this page for Trade Funder. And Trade Funder, for those of you guys who don't know, haven't heard of it, it's a funded trading account. And that funded trading account, sorry, NEG is at 83. Speaking of high price stocks, that is perfect for Trade Funder. It's a funded trading account where you can get up to you get $25,000 worth of capital, up to $100,000 worth of buying power. And so this is going to be your way to be able to take larger positions into trades. And by the way, I know I've been talking about like NEG and Joby and BMNR, which are higher price stocks. You can trade smaller price stocks too, right? You might not need to put $25,000 into that trade, but when it comes to like that buying power, this is kind of what we're talking about here. You can put up to $25,000 into each individual ticker with Trade Funder 4 times, basically, with that $100,000 buying power. And again, it's a prop firm. So like, you are going to have some rules for risk management. This is meant to not only protect them, but like, let's be honest, protect you. We know that most traders lose because they lack risk management principles. So this is actually a great way to kind of force discipline into your trading. And that risk management, the most simple way to describe it are 2 things. Number 1, you cannot lose more than $1,000 in a day. Now, if you do, right, it happens. They're not going to just take away your account. They're going to say, listen, you tried, come back again tomorrow, come back with a clear head, a level head. They're going to give you up to $3,750 worth of overall drawdown to work with. Now, the cool thing is that your upfront investment into that account is only $800 plus that $99 platform fee. They're not, if you lose $3,750, they're not going to come to you and say, you owe us money. Nope. That's their risk that they're taking on to see you succeed as a trader. They want to see you succeed. That's why we partnered with them here at Stocks to Trade, because again, Stocks to Trade is basically the leading trading education platform out there right now. We've produced a phenomenal number of successful traders, which is really cool. Matt and I obviously are part of that group. That's why we're here with you guys. And Matt and I, we've been doing this not on necessarily a live stream like this, but we've been working with traders just like yourselves for 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's been a really amazing process to get to see traders starting to really excel and succeed. So this is nothing new to us, but this is why Trade Funder reached out and wants us to do this, because, and if they can just get a couple of you guys to be absolute murderers, that's all they need. And by the way, once you hit that $15,000 amount, as you see down at the bottom, I get asked that, what, you can only get paid $15,000 and then you're done? No, actually, then they're going to reach out to you and offer you basically an upgraded account, which is really cool. So that's like kind of that's where you want to be aiming for there. because, I'm sure you see the 80-20 profit split, which honestly alone I think is more than fair. But once you start getting with bigger accounts, that profit split generally is going to get better in your favor. And it's going to offer you more opportunities. So that's going to be a way to start, meaning if you make $10,000, that's going to be $8,000 for you to keep. And all you had to do is put up that $800 and the $99 platform fee, which is, God, I say it every day, and I will keep saying it every day until the day I die. I wish when I first started trading this existed. And it's taken years for something like this to come around. But, they're partnered with T3, like literally one of the biggest prop firms in the country here. So very cool to see that this is finally happening, and even cooler to see that we've got a really great deal thanks to this partnership for you guys. Normally, if you were to go on their website, it would run for $1,400 plus the $99 platform fee. We've got you hit with a $600 discount off of that price, which is a really phenomenal way for you guys to, number one, let's say it doesn't go well the first time. We get asked a lot, what happens if you lose the account, it doesn't work. Obviously, you can't lose the whole $25,000. They'll cut you off at $3,750. They don't want to just see you blowing up account after account. So they're probably going to come to you at some point and be like, you can't keep doing this. But first, second, third, maybe even fourth time, you can get that same discount, right? So this is a really great spot for you guys to start. Matt, let me know if you are, if you got anything else here, but I just
well said. Kevin says, so once you're over that 15K, they're going to offer you a better package. The answer is yes. What they're going to do is essentially, you've proven at that point you're a good trader. You've proven you have consistency. They want to make more money too. So therefore, they're going to give you more money to trade with. So this is kind of like, think of it like your starter account. Now, the other side of that, Alex says, I'm over $25,000 already, so I don't really need this. And that's fine too. The truth is a lot of people just aren't over that pattern day trader rule. So, if you want one of your strategies to potentially be, hey, maybe I go, I use this account until I get above the pattern day trader rule, and then I'm going to use my own money. Fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Or maybe you decide, hey, I trade better when I'm over here and I don't have to stress and I don't have to worry about losing my own money. And fantastic there as well. I think just building on Bryce's point here, a lot of the trades that we've been talking about lately have really been a lot of earnings plays. It's, long story short, earnings season, right? So a lot of stocks, larger caps, those are the ones making really big moves right now. And yes, those are outside of what I normally trade, but you can't deny that there's opportunity there. And if you feel like you're just missing out on those big trades because you don't have enough capital, this is a perfect potential solution. So you don't have to feel FOMO. You don't have to be like, oh man, I'm just going to miss these trades for the rest of my life. This allows you to get started. Again, if I had to go back, I'd just start completely over. This is where I would go back and I would, get started as well. Chris says signed up today. That's awesome. Yeah, that link's in the chat. So go take it. I know a couple of people talked about BMNR and how they were able to use Trade Funder to trade that stock. Fantastic. That's exciting. Also, Legal Pimp says it well too.
Good. You brought up something from Alex earlier, which was interesting. Someone who has over a $25,000 account. And I feel you, if you're like, the profit split doesn't make sense. I get it. You also got to think too, though, right? What Matt and I both have multiple brokers that we also have over $25,000 accounts in. I found Trade Funder to be great for getting my long executions, right? And so I use it for a different purpose where some traders, maybe they want to have multiple accounts, one of their own, one for when they've got a really clean, easy trade that they just want to go, bet a little bit bigger on. Right. If you're already a good trader, you're already over that. Another great reason to be able to use that too. Keep going, Matt. I just wanted to go to that quick because
Legal Pimp says it perfectly. Trade Funder is a great opportunity for new traders. I would have loved that opportunity when I started. It took me almost 3 years to get above the pattern day trader rule. I agree. That was kind of my case as well. Very similar. I think Bryce had a very similar path as well. That first 2-3 years, especially if you don't have a lot of money when you're getting started, it's a grind. And there's nothing wrong with the grind. But also in the same breath, why make your life harder than it has to be? So while going over here, again, Bryce mentioned there's a big discount with Stocks to Trade. And someone mentioned, I don't have Stocks to Trade. Can I still use the discount? Yeah, just go use that link. If you go to their website, tradefunder.com, you'll see that it's $1,400 plus the platform fee, which is $99. So you're $1,499 to get in this account. With Stocks to Trade, it's all the way down to $800 plus the platform fee. So it's $899. So it's $600 right off the rip right off the top there. That's saving you. And think of it just like you're funding a normal brokerage account. You know, if you went over to Robinhood or Webull, you had to put $2,000 into trade. Well, this is the same thing here. You're just getting a better, in my opinion, a better opportunity because you've got a bigger account. Also, in the events that, you know, you trade poorly, you can lose more money than you even have in the account. And that's not your problem. It's their money. It's and they're betting on you because they want, in turn, for you to become successful. And then for obviously you to continue to grow that account. So as Bryce mentioned, you know, you don't have to be perfect. There's risk management rules in place, but take it seriously. Start slow. In the event you lose all that money and your account gets shut down, they will let you open a second account. It's not unlimited, but you can have more than one try. So definitely go take that link and go take a look.
100%.
I'm going to put it in the chat again because I know a couple of people are asking for it. Go straight to that chat. You should see StockStrade commenting. It's also in the YouTube description. It's on our screen if you can see it. I know it's a long link, but if you just click it, that's how you're going to be able to get that discount instantly. Yeah.
And yeah, if there are any questions here, we can take a couple questions for a couple of minutes.
Well, Wesley Walker just says it's awesome because it gives it, we can get real juicy with it.
Yeah. You get spicy guacamole. I haven't seen J-Rad in a couple of days.
Someone's saying, what's the discount code? There isn't even a discount code. It's just straight up the link. The link will already have it baked in there. So you got to use that link to get that discount. And that's your homework right now today for the weekends. Go see if Trade Funder's a good fit for you. You know, the truth is, like anything, you know, it might not be for you. I do think it's a great opportunity, and I think you should definitely take a look and take it seriously, though. So go to that link. Do it now. I think that's the end here.
I think so, too. You guys have that link. You've had that link. You know it's
Marcus says, I'm not seeing the discount. Marcus, if you go to that link and you click, you know, get your funded account now, you should see that your total price now is just $800. Which again, if you go to their website, you're going to see $1,400 there. So that's where that discount's applied. So it should automatically be there. Chris did this yesterday. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, look, it takes like 90 seconds to fill out the form. You have to, you know, go through standard broker documents there. And then they're going to email you your logins. There's tutorial videos. There's some education. Go through all those. Take a look. And maybe this is the opportunity that you've just been waiting for. So take it.
100%. This is your time.
Absolutely. As usual, guys, it's Friday. Appreciate you hopping on. Have a fantastic one. And we'll be back next week.
Yep. We'll see you guys back here on Monday.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Bye.